Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. As you can see, I have Eddie Reviews, ReallyBTV, and we are here ready to talk Traitors. And we've already said these episodes just get better and better and better and better. Number one reality show. Everybody else take notes. This is how you create
Yes,
content, give us something to talk about.
yes.
We all knew it was gonna happen, but let's talk about how we got there. Dan is gone. Let's start it off. Now we knew from last week they were gonna take a shot at Bergie, and he had the shield because they showed us the little table and everybody was sitting there. But we didn't know how it was gonna happen. So how it went down, they told us, the little narrator of the show told us, the traitors took a shot and they missed. And then we found out that Bergie did get a death warrant, but of course he had the shield. And they had to play it out. Everybody come to breakfast. And of course, Bergie was the last one to knock on the door. Dan could not act it off for nothing. Like, he should have stood up and said, "Oh shit," or something, the way he was looking. But how did y'all feel when Bergie walked in and we all knew he was safe?
Listen, I literally screamed in my house. I was watching it because, of course, because that's never happened before. At
No.
least not on, it didn't happen last season. So I don't know about the other franchises. I haven't watched the other franchises. So I'm watching it and I was literally like, okay, so how's this going to work? So, of course, when people started coming in, I said, oh, they're going to wait for him to be last. And the way Peter is doing a little, although it works out for him at the end, but he was doing a little bit much. But Peter was just like, yeah. And when Bergie walked in, I literally screamed in my house. I literally screamed. I was so happy at because we see on these competition shows all the time where these people come up with these elaborate plans, and then
Mm-hmm.
something always happens and it never works out. And so when it worked out, it was just perfect. It was perfect.
I can't believe it went down. I can't believe Dan really took the shot after Poverty was like, he lying. I think Phaedra kind of encouraged him to do it because I think Phaedra knew it would work out this way, and she wanted Dan to shoot himself in the foot. Where did Ebbie go? She'll be back.
Uh-oh. First of all, I agree. I think it's a combination of things. I think Dan doesn't I don't think Dan had a lot of respect for the women. I think he really felt like it goes back to that very first traders meeting when Phaedra let him take the lead. And Phaedra was
Mhm.
like, I'm gonna just let him, I'm gonna let him do it because I think from the very beginning Phaedra was playing the slow game. He was playing the slow con, like, oh, I'm gonna let him go ahead. So he really thought that because he saw it. Remember, he said it in his confessional. Oh yeah, Phaedra, I can do whatever I want with Phaedra. She's gonna let me do whatever I want. And I was like, yeah, okay.
He ain't no Phaedra, and I can't wait to get to the round table. Abby, what you think about it?
Oh God, this episode was so good. Um, Dan shot himself in the foot. I don't know why he thought that this was appropriate or this was going to work. I think I honestly think that he doesn't understand that Phaedra is an actual attorney. I think he forgot. I think he thinks she's just a airheaded little housewife who sits in the house and just talk to other ladies all day. Because there is no way in God's green earth he thought he was going to be able to out slick an attorney.
I'm almost questioning
Especially
if he
Phaedra.
knew.
He
I'm
knew because
almost
remember at the round table he said Phaedra Parks, attorney at law. That's how he closed out his statement to Phaedra.
okay. I missed that part because I heard him say it in his confessional afterwards, and I'm wondering. I was like, oh, I'm wondering if production had to tell him. Um,
Was it? I thought he said it could have been a confessional, but I thought he said it
well,
at the
in his
round table.
he may have, and I just may have missed it. But I know in his confessional, he was like, "What was I thinking? I guess I underestimated this attorney or something to that effect." And I was like, did production have to tell him that she was an attorney? Because she never mentioned. I mean, at least the edited version that we're seeing, She never mentioned that she's an attorney. She never led with that. I never heard it come up in a conversation. But again, I could have missed it. You know what I mean?
Listen, that round table was given very much. Um, you are so concerned with my business that you don't even know if your baby daddy gonna be a serial killer. But what you will know is that he needed $10 for a medium pizza, so he ejaculated it into a cup so you could have a baby. Now check that.
Listen.
I was wondering where he was going.
Right. I was like, what? But then I had to remember. Oh,
Phaedra got dead together at the round table, but we'll get there. I do want to know, Peter was doing too much, but you see I didn't change my name to Team Too Much because I'm here for it. Peter was doing too much, telling everybody, oh, we got him. We caught us a traitor. I'm a traitor hunter. I was like, you just making a target on your back because it's still two more. Just because you might have clipped one, you still got two more.
and I think he caught it about halfway through. You saw he started saying, well, I know I'm playing too hard, so I'm probably going to be going next. But I think that's after he probably realized maybe I did too much. Like I think he caught himself, but at that point it was like, you know what I mean?
Too much celebrating. He was celebrating as soon as he came in the door. I'm like, you ain't even seen if Bergie got clipped or not, and you already celebrating.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't have said anything. I would have let Bergie come in, and I would have acted just as freaking surprised. Like Bergie and Peter should have had the conversation. Don't say anything. Like if this plan works, if you see me walk in there, act just as surprised as everybody else. We'll talk later. Like we'll come together later and figure it. And I mean, I get it that they had to give us the drama. Like I get it, but like if that had been the three of us, I'd have been like, "Yo, y'all see me walk into breakfast? Don't y'all say shit."
They
and then
also
we
messed
talk
up
later.
when breakfast was over. The five of them went into a private room, and it was like, "Oh, we see the five went off to have a talk."
Yeah,
So
they definitely have clocked themselves as an alliance. So that's gonna. I mean, I don't want to jump to the end, but the Traitors actually made the best decision for. They had put themselves in a corner, and they actually put themselves. They actually made a really good decision. But we'll get to that.
okay, so after Bergie is back, everyone is celebrating. I can't remember, do they do the challenge or do they kick Parvati out the room? Because I remember there was a moment when Parvati got kicked out by Peter.
That was after the challenge when they were eating. They came back to eat.
Okay,
So
well,
they
let's
did the
get to this
challenge
hard
first.
ass challenge. I'm telling you right now, if you
I'd
put
have
me on the
failed.
show and make me carry some heavy wood up a hill, we're not getting $20,000.
Let me tell you something. What was cracking me up was CT and Phaedra. Is what was cracking me up.
Phaedra failed during the
But
thing.
she fell all on that man. Phaedra was hugging CT every which way.
Phaedra want her a piece of that. And CT just broke up with he just separated from his wife too. He might have been a little vulnerable. Because depending on when they filmed this, he might have been a little vulnerable.
Probably. The divorce wasn't final, but he was definitely separated.
Right. Okay. He might have been a little vulnerable to Phaedra's clutches, honey.
And Phaedra give it to you, CT.
Because even when she was on, what was Phaedra on? I think Watch What Happens Live. I think she was on, and they asked her, and she was singing his praises, singing CT. I said, "Oh, Phaedra likes CT for real."
It seemed
Lord
like
have
it.
mercy, Jesus.
It seemed like it. CT, don't do it. Don't do it.
Can we talk about Kate dumbass and that challenge though?
Kate said, "I don't even want this shit."
Right. Kate.
Why did they bring Kate on the show? Kate is here for entertainment
comic relief
only. Yes, that's
because it's not because she was a good player last time.
She wasn't.
I mean,
she's funny though.
She's funny.
She's funny, and she's unfiltered. Like she's
Exactly.
she's gonna give you some memes. She's gonna give you some bites, some sound bites, because it is she clearly is on the I don't give a. Not too much on Kate, child.
Kate can get
Listen,
some too. Look, I love
no,
Kate.
when Kate said, so Burgerlicious was problematic for you, I said, oh shit, wait a minute.
Kate ruined Dan's whole funeral. He was trying to give
Did.
himself a eulogy, and Kate was,
Listen,
that was problematic for you.
Kate said, I'm confused. That's the problem. Like she, listen, I'm telling y'all the way. I wish. Listen, that episode should have been like a live. We should have been on live watching it together. And because the way I was in my house yesterday, listen,
I
that
was cracking up.
from beginning to end, from beginning to end.
Well, it's not too much to talk about in that hard ass challenge. They waded through the water. Sandra fell. Sheree had to help Sandra. It was. I don't know why they make them do this, but at least y'all had CT to help y'all pull that thing up the hill, or they
Child.
probably wouldn't have made it.
Did you
Joe,
see how
wasn't it?
sweaty John was? Did you see his shirt? It was sweaty. I said, poor John. They gonna kill that man.
I would have been Kate carrying my shield box, looking at y'all try to make it up this hill. I don't think they did that in 30 minutes. I think they let them have extra time.
Ain't no way.
They didn't do that in 30 minutes, just like they didn't do that first challenge in the time allotted. Because they had 10 seconds left and half of them was still in the middle of that damn lake. And ain't none of them Michael Phelps. So
Nope.
come on, stop it.
Okay, everyone got an opportunity to throw their cannonball if you had a shield box. I kind of wish Kate would have stole Peter's shield box, but she don't want to do too much too soon. But Kate, you only got a few weeks left.
Right.
Kate was like, what are you even talking about? Why do I have to put this? I'm not putting that on there. I said, okay, Kate. All right, daughter.
Kate is a mess. She's hilarious.
A mess. The only person in the house who doesn't need a shield won a shield, which was Sheree.
Good.
Congratulations.
She finally did something, child, because Sheree. Listen,
I
but
got
you
a
go,
theory
Sheree.
about
You
Sheree.
go, girl.
I got a theory. Your camera went a little bit blurry, really, B.
Child, me and this damn camera be fighting, but go ahead.
Why mine went out and I have to buy a new one? I'm devastated.
I keep forgetting to buy a new one because this thing be irritating my soul. But go ahead.
So let's fast forward. Okay, now we back at the house with the food. And the alliance goes in the room, and Parvati want to know what's being talked about. And
And
Peter
they
tell
said,
her,
you can't, I'm sorry, you can't sit with us. The plastic said
yes,
you can't sit with us.
yes, you can't sit here. Go find another table. Eat in the restroom, but not here.
I go eat in the
I
toilet.
forgot about
Jesus.
the Big Brother 101s they had at the beginning. After Peter told everybody he done called him a traitor, Parvati and Peter had a 101 where she looked completely guilty. And Dan and Peter had a 101 right after where Dan looked completely guilty. I felt like neither one of them should have talked to Peter at that moment. That wasn't the right time. How did y'all feel about the 101s? I forgot about that.
Listen, Poverty be looking dumb in the face for no. Like her facial expressions aggravate my spirit for some odd reason. I don't know what it is about her, but she just looks dumb in the face all the time. Like she, I don't know, something about her aggravate me. She
I don't
aggravates me.
know, and I don't know if it's when they choose to show us, but she always looks guilty to me. Like I don't know how she has stayed under the radar because every time they give us a shot of her, she looks guilty. She's either smiling when she shouldn't be smiling. She's either looking nervous when she shouldn't be nervous. Like she just looks. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not convinced. And I know we aren't there yet, but I'm not convinced that she didn't know what Dan was going to do at the round table because she didn't look shocked by anything until it turned on her. She
Oh, I
didn't look.
can't wait to get to
She
the
knew. She knew. She knew. She knew
You
what
think
Dan was
she
going to do.
knew?
I absolutely, yes, 100%. I believe they had a conversation about it. They tried to protect the both of them. They decided to try and turn on Phaedra and roll her under the bus, and it backfired on the both of them because
It
Poverty
did.
is next. She don't.
I think a little differently. I think she knew, but I think it's a little different. I think because they can't come outright and say who the traitor is, I think that was Dan's way of throwing suspicion on Phaedra because she had been under the radar. Pilates was already on the radar because remember, her, CT, and Dan were the only three that knew about the trick. So she was already on the radar. But I feel like that was Dan and, Poverty's way of letting the rest of the group know, don't like, hello. I really do. I honestly think that's what I think because Dan seems very much like if I can't win, nobody gonna win this shit kind of person. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like last year when the big brother guy got voted out and he was like, okay, got me. I kind of got caught up. I overplayed. He walked away graciously. Dan is not that guy, and I really feel like Dan was like, well, why aren't you looking at her? So I honestly feel like the plan was because they're not going to be able to take pull-ups out of the lineup. She's just on the block, but they wanted Dan, but she's next.
Poverty is next.
They definitely suspect her.
They could have easily voted Poverty last night because all of them was like, we know Poverty is a traitor, but we gonna let her sit. We gonna gamble on Dan. But I agree with you. I felt like what Dan did was pure hateration. I said, you just ain't gonna bow out gracefully. But I also think if Dan would have not done what he did at that table, Phaedra, nobody was thinking about Phaedra.
Nobody. That's what I'm saying. She was so far under the radar. And now, what was that they showed Trishelle saying? I think it's Phaedra. Nobody's paying attention to Phaedra.
Which is why I would have not taken when they got the thing to recruit somebody or murder somebody, I'd have murdered Trishelle. Forget recruitment. We'll get a third one later. Kill that broad.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, we'll get to that when we get to that part. But I was 50-50. Like I definitely see the argument for both sides of that decision.
But Popsicle was so adamant about flipping that boy. Child.
Right. And see, Pizza knows she next. Phaedra is sort of like she did a really good job of deflecting in the moment. But once people get a chance to think and go over in their mind what hasn't, who hasn't, Phaedra's not totally off the hook. She did a good job against Dan, but she's gonna have to do some finagling and maneuvering herself. She's built some good alliances around her. You know what I'm saying? She's built some.
I need Phaedra to get rid of Trishelle before, because I feel like Peter is going to become a traitor, and Peter and Phaedra are gonna turn on Pincushion and get rid of her, and then Peter gonna want to bring Trishelle into the traitor circle.
Yeah, I definitely think Porcupine is in trouble, for real.
We're absolutely.
Hold on. Let me put a pin on that. Hold on, Ebbie. Do you remember there was a show that we used to review, me, Ebbie, and El Teddy, and I don't remember the show, but we knew somebody on that show the whole season. What show was it, Ebbie?
I don't know. But
God, El Teddy will probably remember. I don't know if it had to be either a RuPaul, a Greenleaf, a David Makes Man, because those are the three shows, or Queen Sugar, because those are the three shows that we reviewed together. I cannot remember, but we keynoted somebody on that show, and when I tell you we went the whole season
and never
called that person by their name.
That's okay. I'm gonna have me a list of P words for next week. I'm gonna have them right here on this desk.
Because me and Ebbie,
y'all done call her Pilates, a popsicle. I'm gonna call her Popeyes because I done went to Popeyes. Lord, let me focus. Let
Okay,
me
I'm
focus.
sorry.
'Cause I got a little Crown Peach in my cup. I gotta stay focused.
See, they go. You peach. They go one right there.
Right.
Peach sound too cute. I like Popeyes.
Okay.
All right. I don't forget. I think we jumped all over the place. Let's just jump right to the round table, and then we could jump into the Trader Circle. Dan told everybody he got one person he throwing under this bus, and he ain't saying it to the Traders table. Everybody needs to focus. Y'all gonna give me. It's like he went. Dan thinks he's playing Big Brother because he's campaigning. Y'all gonna at least give me a chance at the Traders table? No, we voting your ass out, but you could talk.
Hey, St. James, listen. The way he called himself really breaking this shit down, he was like, and it's like he giving pop quizzes and shit. So I want you guys to think, whose name hasn't been called? Okay, out of those people, well, we can eliminate Sheree. Why? Why? What was your reason for eliminating Sheree?
But she
Nothing.
a dummy.
Right. Well, we can eliminate this person and we can eliminate that person. And who does that lead? Because I was sitting here, because listen, he had me at first. I was like, okay. And then when he said, and who does that leave? I said, no,
Oh
he's
no.
not.
I knew he was gonna throw Phaedra under the bus before the round table even started. And I text y'all into the chat. I said,
Yeah, you put in the group chat. That's why I didn't even say nothing. That's why I didn't even say nothing.
Before this round table even started, I feel like he finna throw Phaedra under the bus.
I was like, I ain't
put in the group chat before. Because see, I didn't know. I thought he was gonna throw Poverty under that bus.
I paused it before it started. I said, I feel like he finna try to throw Phaedra on. I said, this not gonna turn out well. I could feel it coming. I said, oh, this nigga finna.
Right. So Jeff, he really thought he ate that. Like Dan really thought he did that, baby. And when Phaedra realized that he was coming for her, Phaedra was like,
did you see Phaedra's face? The entire, like, if anybody would have looked at Phaedra at that moment, I'm like, oh yeah, Phaedra had that screwed up, twitching bottom lip face. I said, girl,
she was mad. She
was mad.
I said, oh.
And you saw the first thing Sheree said when the round table was over and they were leaving. Sheree was like, girl, you were mad because she knew her. She know Phaedra, and so she knew Phaedra was mad for real mad.
I got a question. I'm gonna give Sheree a little bit. Y'all tell me if I'm giving her too much. As soon as Dan started going in on Phaedra, Sheree took a sip. I feel like Sheree is the only person that know how cutthroat Phaedra is, and I think she kind of know Phaedra might be a traitor, and Sheree might turn her game around. Or you think she got no game the whole season?
Sheree got spring summer joggers, and that is it. That's all she got.
I'm giving Sheree too much. I'm hoping Sheree be the one to be like, bitch, I know you a traitor.
Listen, maybe one-on-one, because they do know each other for real. Like, I ain't saying they're friends, but they've been around each other and they do know each other for real. That's why I'm surprised that it took Janelle. Like, I'm so surprised at how Janelle played it, because Janelle, CT and Trishelle should have an advantage. Dan and Janelle was supposed to have an advantage. Sheree and Phaedra have an advantage, and Popsicle and Sandra should have an advantage because they literally know each other's mannerisms and how they play. And the fact that I'm still shocked at what Janelle did, because all Janelle had to say was Dan is the traitor and give her list, and Dan would have been gone last week. Mm-hmm. But when you threw two other people's name out there, now you've split the damn vote. What is wrong with? Anyway, that's last week. Focus. Come back today. I think that either A, Sheree just know how Phaedra roll, and that was the equivalent of her pulling out her popcorn, or maybe she does see some things.
I honestly believe Sheree knows Phaedra, and she was like, "Oh, this fool. Okay, yeah, he going down. Let me take a sip and sit back. I got a chill, so this ain't got shit to do with me. She about to. That's
like me. Like,
get him.
Yeah, that's like me. And I know I always use these examples, but that's because I know everybody can relate. That's like me, Ebbie, and El Teddy. I know that there are things that somebody can say to Ebbie that's gonna get the reaction. And I'm gonna be the man at the juke joint closing up the piano and getting the hell out. Cause I know there are things you can say to Ebbie that she just gonna roll her eyes and keep it moving. And then there are things that you can say to Ebbie, and I'm just gonna sit back and see what color the wall's about to be. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with El Teddy. Like I know that there are things that I'm gonna get El Teddy, and I'll be like, El Teddy, like, and Ebbie will do it too. Ebbie will be like, El Teddy, because we know, and I feel like it was that moment. Like Sheree knew Phaedra was about to go off, and it is so clear that we got the edit. Like I want the director's cut of that round table because we know that was edited. We also know that Phaedra ate Dan ass up. We know Phaedra ate Dan ass up because everybody said it. Like everybody said it.
Phaedra said, "I do too much because you do too little, and right now you doing too damn much." I said, "I'm about to start telling people that I'm too much because you too little. I don't know what to tell you,
baby."
The fact that it was done so nice, nasty, with no cuss words, because with me, you get cussed out fluently. I wouldn't have been able to hold my composure like that, where I'd have been like, "Oh, so you did such and such and such? Okay, I got you, poo," because you'd have been every bastard.
and then because we just saw Phaedra cuss out Poverty, talking about don't do that, Parvati. Dan knew it was coming his way.
Listen, Pancake know to sit her ass down and be quiet and just listen. And
right, it was Kate and Bergie. Yeah, because Bergie was cracking me up too. Because Bergie was like, he was cracking me up too, child. Listen, let me tell you something. Even CT was like,
right.
Because there was nothing to say. There was nothing to say.
But the damage is already done.
It is.
I think they're gonna go after Poverty.
It really is.
But the damage is already done because Dan is a traitor. Why would he pick a random faithful to throw under the bus? No, he throwing other traitors under the bus.
Yep.
Now, do you think, kind of like Janelle last week, if Dan would have turned that bus to Poverty, do you think that could have bought him a week of safety? Or he was going home, period?
Who, Dan?
Yeah, if he would have maybe said, Dan could have said, look, I've been recalling, and I recall Poverty was the one bartending the night Ekansu got murdered. Poverty was the one walking around with that rusty cup trying to get somebody to get a drink. Do y'all remember? Like he could have jogged some of their memories and got Poverty out, and it could have bought him another week, and he could have been the one to recruit Peter and maybe do some,
Dan wouldn't recruit Peter. He wasn't going to recruit Peter.
No, I think Dan's best bet was the minute he felt like Janelle again, he knew Janelle suspected him before Janelle said anything. He should have preemptively struck and went to Janelle and said, listen, I've been playing this, I'm a little rusty. I've been out the game for 10 years and I've been really observant and I've noticed a few things. And if he had confided in Janelle, even if it was bullshit, if he had said, I saw John, I've noticed that John and Sheree have been, linking up a lot. Like I've walked in on them a couple of times and like, I know that seems like a weird combination, but wouldn't that be something that people would think is weird? Like if he had gone to Janelle and made Janelle feel like he was playing game with her, it might have bought him a week or two because it might have thrown her off a little bit to be like, okay, well, Dan's
no,
playing.
Not last week. I'm talking about this week. Instead of throwing shots at Phaedra, he should have threw more shots on Poverty, and that could have get Poverty out, and that could have maybe bought him at least an extra week.
Mm-mm.
He
They were
didn't
stuck
do
on
that
Dan.
because again, he is if I'm going down, you going down with me. He was
Right.
not going to allow Phaedra to slip under the radar for
Yeah.
another week and don't nobody look at her and he on his way out the door. So why let me go on and light her shit up too, so everybody looking at her regardless of if I stay or not. That was his whole
But
thing.
that's why I said that what he did to Phaedra was calculated because he knew that Phaedra wasn't on the radar because they said from the beginning. That's why I said they talked too much. Bergie and Peter said too much because they knew that there were three people that knew about the medallions.
Mm-hmm.
CT, Pickle Juice, and him. Had he had he stuck to just throwing her under the bus, I think it was too late. I think they had already set their sight. I I think they had already set their sights
On
on him.
Dan.
And I think their plan was 1 and 2. I think they suspect both of them, but I think they felt like Dan was the biggest threat. And then I feel like they were going to go after the pine needles.
I can see that because Parvati has no bounce back. Like,
Really
girl,
be you
you
read
just
the comments. Yeah, I read the comments.
she just waiting to be banished. That's what Parvati doing. So Dan left. They called a traitor. Everyone cheered but Phaedra. She's like, bye. Bye.
Paige was over it.
How dare you
Over it.
say my name? How very dare you? I am Phaedra.
Phaedra mother effing Parks. The hell were you
Me
thinking?
playing the best game. Now I gotta wait to see Phaedra pivot next week because it's a couple of people sniffing around you now. I gotta see how you play this.
I
Yeah,
really
it's
wanted
been
her to
easy up to
holler
this point
out.
because she's been under the radar. Now that her name is out there and it's a little bit of heat on her, you're right. Now it's going to be interesting to see what she does and how she pivots. My other question is, what do you think is coming up? We knew about the secret player because they told us about the secret player. But what do you think this next twist is that they about to bring up?
I don't know, but I hope her and I hope Peter accepts the nomination to be a traitor, and then him and Phaedra turn on Pan Seared and she gone. Sorry,
I don't
ma'am.
even think they have to turn on her. Parvati is gonna be the vote next week, period.
Unless something happens to pivot, it's gonna be picture book.
Picture
Listen,
book. Mhm. Next week should be the easiest week. All they got to worry about who they gonna murder next week because picture book going home.
I feel like the next twist is they're gonna have to do just like they had to do the slow acting poison. They're gonna have to murder somebody cleverly, and like in plain view. Like they're gonna have to murder some because they didn't get to do a murder because they didn't do a murder last night. They're gonna have to murder somebody. Like
No,
they're
no,
gonna
no,
have
no,
to.
no. I don't think that we're giving Phaedra too much. I don't think Phaedra swayed the vote at all. Let's be clear.
No,
I think I
Dan was
just
going
said
home
that. I
regardless.
think I just said that Dan was going home. I think Dan was already the plan. But it definitely made for a great roundtable and an interesting moment. Um the fact that he threw Phaedra out there, I think made for a great way for him to exit the game. Very similar to what old boy did last year when he was throwing people under the bus on his way out the door.
Dan just put a name on it.
Yes,
Last year it was just
Consume.
throwing hints, like, oh, it might be another traitor, like hints.
Mm-hmm.
Dan said, I've been watching one person all game, and it's Phaedra, and he ain't had no
Right.
good points. You ain't had no good points, Dan, but you put her name out there, and just by you putting her name out there was enough.
And it was interesting that the only people that got votes last night were traitors.
We're traitors.
Yep.
Because what's his name? Peter said, I might die tonight. Y'all need to remember Poverty.
Okay. And that's why I said that I think that this alliance had a conversation and it was always going to be Dan. I don't think there was anything that could have happened in that round table to change that vote. And they
Yes,
have the majority. They have the
Yeah.
majority.
they do. He said, do not let palindrome let you forget that she is in the mix. Don't let her sway you like you forgot that what it is. She, just in case I leave here, get her.
Mhm. Now we gotta revisit your thought, Ebbie, about should they have murdered somebody instead of recruiting?
I
Because
would have
they could
murdered
have just
someone.
murdered Peter and been done with it.
I don't think I necessarily. I would have murdered Trishelle. Something about I just don't like her. Justice for
I don't
Peppermint.
like it
I don't
neither.
get. She get on my nerves. I ain't like Justice in the real world. She get on my nerves. Get rid of her. Get rid of her. Something about the wrinkles on her face just and vex my spirit. Just get her out of here. Boo! Get her off.
I'm not mad at Trishelle exiting the show. So,
Yeah, I'm okay with her leaving.
but would you have murdered or recruited if it was you?
If it was me, I would have murdered. I definitely would have murdered. I would have murdered.
I
And
would have
then
murdered
So
too.
because they gonna have to send us another traitor. They gonna have to send us two traitors because Pizza Roll is on her way out the door. So
Yes. Papa Do's is on her way to the crib. So you might as well have murdered somebody, and then Phaedra could have had the sole decision of who does she want to be a traitor with her.
exactly. And they she probably would have picked Kate. Girl, let Kate be a traitor with her crazy self.
I want Kate to be a traitor.
I want her to be a traitor. She ain't gonna be a good one because she don't know how to be discreet about nothing. But it's gonna be funny.
here's the reason why I'm okay with them. Um, I'm okay with them picking Peter to be, because at first I was like, no, but then I kind of thought about it. So here's the thing: Phaedra would probably be okay with them not picking Peter as a traitor and them just doing a murder. But again, Potato Salad was in trouble,
Mm-hmm.
and she
Mhm.
needed to neutralize that alliance. And the best way to neutralize that alliance is to take the biggest mouthpiece away. Because here's the thing. And you now put him in a position to be, he's got to be finesse now, because now he goes from being the loudest person in the room saying it's potato salad, it's potato salad, to, I don't know, y'all. Let's
Yeah.
think about this.
No, he
So
still
you
got to get rid of
so
poverty. He might protect Phaedra, but he has to get rid of poverty. But I agree. I don't think they should have picked. I don't think they should have picked Peter.
Peter got to agree first. That's the thing.
he's gonna do it.
I don't think he'll disagree because now you automatically gonna be murdered next.
Yeah. I mean, again, I wouldn't have been upset if they had chosen to get rid of Trishelle. But let's remember, they would have put it. The thing is this. The other reason why I thought about it from a production point of view. They're going to give you a third traitor. So
Mhm.
at least now you get to choose who it's going to be versus them bringing you Kate.
Listen, I would like them to get rid of Peepaw, and then I would like it for to be. I would like it for it to be Sandra and Kate to be the new traders, because them
I need
three with
Sandra
Faith.
to be activated because Sandra
Right.
is too quiet on this competition show. You supposed to be queen, stay queen, and you barely getting 30 seconds of airtime, Sandra.
Right. She been real quiet this whole time. I need her to. I need somebody to put a battery in, and start her up.
Agreed.
Oh
Does
yeah, John.
anybody
Yeah,
remember
you might
John's
gonna
whole
need.
speech? Because
Yeah,
John was reading Dan at that table. I
and
ain't had time
was
to take notes, but I know he talked for 3 to 5 minutes straight.
Child, John said, and banishment shall be your fate, my nigga. I said, oh, okay.
oh yeah, John definitely was here for it. Okay, John
Oh,
is over there,
girl.
but I feel like, again, that's why I said there was nothing. that Dan could do, and Dan knew it, which is all the more reason why I feel like he purposefully threw a spotlight on Phaedra, and then he low key threw one, you know, on Pickles too.
Child. She going home. Go home. Go sour face. I'm sick of that stupid ass headband. Leave your stupid pruned lips. Man, bye. Sick of
I
you.
like Poverty, but I was on Who All Gonna Be Over There podcast, and they said Poverty headbands be too tight. That's why she looked.
Uh, not they too tight, Jesus.
I was like, not her headband too tight.
That's
That
how
was
I
a
feel
good
about
looking.
Phaedra's eyelashes. Cause why we can't never see her eyes? Why is Phaedra always like this?
I don't know why Phaedra's forever squinted like she can't see nothing. Put your glasses on, daughter.
Cause them
You are
eyelashes are
now
too heavy.
you are a woman of a certain age. Put your glasses on, baby. Put your glasses on.
Now, when they come, this is next week. When they come to breakfast and they see no one has been murdered, assuming Peter accepts, they will know that the traitors have recruited. Do you think their first thought would be they had to pick Peter because he should have been murdered? Like, do you think any target goes on his back?
Mm. It
I
depends
think
on how he play it.
I think Peter is going. I think it's going to be hard for Peter to pivot and finesse without it being obvious because he was playing so hard. Which again is
Mhm.
all the more reason why I think it was a good idea to recruit him. Because honestly, I I think he's gonna take some of the spotlight. Not
Yeah.
not so much not so much off the pole dancer, but off of Phaedra.
Right. Right.
I need me some P words. I'm
Listen,
gonna have me a list.
Woo!
pumpkin pie is definitely the next one to get banished. I don't care what she does. I don't care what she says. I don't care how. Unless she there's no way. I don't think banishment it can. If you have a shield, you can't be banished, right? She would have to get a shield.
No,
That's
you
the
can be banished. Shield is only for murder.
Yeah, because remember
okay. Well, then she out the door.
Janelle had a shield last week.
Yep, and she got banished.
Yeah.
Well, popcorn it is. So that's it. She out the door. She is
And
out
I
the
don't even
door.
think shields help traitors. They just having the
Mm.
shield don't mean nothing.
It'll be interesting because again, I think when they like when they watched that episode last night, whenever they saw it, I know they were all mad at themselves because they literally had all three traitors. I mean, you can only vote one out at a time, but still, the fact that y'all literally had all three traitors, the only people that got votes were one of the traitors. That's crazy.
Yep. And
Faithfuls
then
is written out for y'all. It might be smart for y'all not to banish, Poverty and then Phaedra, because y'all need to keep somebody as a traitor for the end. Because if you get rid of all the ones and they start recruiting, now you back at step one.
Yeah. Then we start back at one.
listen.
But it was good, y'all. Listen, Traitors has me in a chokehold. It is so good.
Does. I'm mad there was no postmortem episode this week, but okay.
Which
It
is
was only
interesting,
6
but that
minutes
makes
because
me
I saw it
think
on YouTube.
You
It
what?
was
saw it?
6 minutes on YouTube post-mortem. It was only the traitors talking, and Dan was talking his mess, and Sheree was still mad. Not Sheree, but what's her name? Phaedra
Phaedra
still
was
mad.
still mad. I know she was.
It wasn't all that good because it was just the traitors talking.
Mm.
Okay.
But that makes me. But you know what? That makes me wonder about something. If only the traitors were talking.
That's because Bergie was safe, so he wasn't post-mortem because he had his
Nobody
shield.
died.
Nobody got
Right.
Well,
murdered.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just want to know what this twist is.
They said it's out there on Peacock, but I saw it today on YouTube. It was 6 minutes.
Okay, because after I watched the episode, I didn't normally it rolls right into the postmortem episode, and it didn't this week. So that's why I didn't see it. Yeah.
They said Phaedra, if you don't let that
Still
shit
mad?
go. Phaedra, if Phaedra's still mad, she didn't win. Because if she would have won the money, it ain't nothing to be mad at.
No, that means nothing. Her
I'm about to
winning
say,
the money means
listen,
absolutely
she can have that
nothing.
money and still be mad.
See, Phaedra come from the Housewives where they hold a grudge. On these competition
Listen.
shows, they be letting this shit go.
That thing is hilarious to me that she's still mad.
Phaedra said, "Until you do right by me, everything you even think about."
And the funny thing is, she may have gotten over it, but watching it play out again,
She done got
she might
mad
be
all
mad all
over.
over again. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
Now I remember that mother. Blah, 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 blah.
He said my
name.
I think people might be scared to say Phaedra's name going forward. They just gonna have to vote her
And
out.
they need to be afraid. Be very afraid.
Right. They just
gonna
gonna have to
lay
be
her
real
name down.
secretive about it.
Because when it comes, don't put my name in your mouth. Because if you do, I'm coming down in there after it, friend. Be advised. Okay. Amen. Let it be a lesson.
You.
We're coming for you.
I know who won't try Phaedra, and that's Parvati.
Listen.
Hey,
I would love for
Does that mean-
Michelle
okay.
to say Phaedra name. I want you to read Trishelle one good time. You probably make that lady cry.
Oh, please.
She would.
Please do. Please do.
You think Peter gonna try Phaedra? Oh, that'll be another epic read.
I don't think so, because he likes her.
I think he gonna work with Phaedra, and then he might throw her under the bus closer to the end. But I think Poverty is definitely going home next week. I just don't see
because Phaedra is playing a with the honor among thieves rule, and Dan and Peter Pecker are playing by those rules, and so they tried to throw her under. And so she said, "Oh, so we ain't got each other's. There's no bet money. Got you." And it was on from there. So sorry, friend. You should have sat there.
Reading Pete in the previews. What previews y'all saw? I ain't see none of that.
Not Prism gonna get somebody else to do it. Oh, God.
I'm about to say I ain't seen no previews, but I don't know. I have to go back and look.
I gotta go back and look. I didn't see the previews either.
I didn't see it either, but
oh, child, y'all need to leave Phaedra alone. She don't tell. Listen, if they should have done any research, they should have went back to that reunion when Kenya was bothering that girl for no reason, and she told. And she ran her down to her eyebrows to the point where everybody on the stage and in the studio was quiet.
Oh yeah, she did say
nobody
that.
say nothing.
I remember now. She did say that.
Yeah,
she was like, "I gotta kiss your ass for no rose."
Right.
I wonder what Pete did. Pete gonna learn real quick. We're gonna see.
Do y'all think
game has to
that
change?
could be a misdirect for them to try. And now that Peter is
that could be
traitor,
yeah. That could
now
be.
that they do a theatrics to throw off the scent, so that nobody. That's because when he do a dramatic turnaround about what his thoughts are now that he's a traitor, so they throw the scent off him. That they get into an argument. Could be.
Yeah, but that just make Phaedra look more like the traitor instead of putting some heat on Pete.
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes down.
And that may be, and her telling him that they may be in the traitor's turret, and nobody saw that, but then.
Because she will get you together at that little traitor castle.
Listen, because she told oh God, PM Don that in the she was like, "Listen, bro, I done took and told you I took and told you, don't play with me, because I'm not to be played with. Now
Did
you
you
want to
say a
do?
set adrift the memory of you? Is
I
that what you
did. I did. I did. I did. Da, 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 da.
I wasn't ready for that one. Now listen. I wasn't ready for that.
Listen.
I hope they have a reunion already put together and not make us wait 6 months for this reunion, because it's gonna be juicy, especially if Phaedra's still mad.
She's still mad.
So let's go ahead and get on that Peacock.
Please.
Y'all making all kind of advertisement, dog. I can't even fast forward not through Nan 60-second commercial. Y'all making all the money with this show.
Right.
You ain't lying, because Peacock be getting on my nerves with them commercials. They worse than Hulu. They
I
worse
can't
than the
even
Hulu.
pay for the non-commercials. Do they have an option for non-commercials? Because I will give
I
you
don't
an
think
extra
so on
$3.
Peacock.
I don't think so.
But even with Hulu, you have the option and you still got commercials. I said, well, why the hell did I upgrade if I'm still watching commercials? I don't understand Hulu.
I think for some stuff, they put a commercial at the beginning. There's like after these 2 minutes of commercials, and then your whole show is ad free. Be blessed, beloved. And then there's other shows. The commercials is every couple minutes, but it's be what it
I know
is.
it was commercials all up and through Black Cake.
Oh, yeah.
Was it? I ain't seen no commercials in Black Cake. I still got one more episode to go. Or did I watch the last episode?
Me too, Miss Kiki.
Miss Kiki, you said
I got the $5 one too.
Yeah, I got $4.99.
Right, and that's got commercials, right? Y'all got commercials,
I got commercials.
I got commercials.
Yeah,
but
me
I'm
too.
saying I'm willing to pay $8.99, $9.99 not to watch commercials.
Yeah, they got me on the Hulu with the upgrade. I said, you won't get me again, Satan.
Oh, they do have an upgrade. It's just less commercials. Well, I'll watch.
Well, I'm good where I'm at. They got me with the Hulu upgrade. You won't get me, Peacock. Okay? I got duped once. You won't get me again. I done dropped the water bottle on the floor.
Listen, I was here for Alan and his outfits this week.
Yes, Alan be giving it to I like the one little gray swirl over top of his hat. I said, you better.
Listen.
No, you better.
At one point, I thought Alan was dressed like Spider-Man. He had this like red and blue thing with the gloves on.
Yes, that was the first one. Yup.
Okay. He's like, it's my job to come in here and talk shit and look fabulous, and that's what I'm going to do.
That is my only job.
That's
he was like, as you can see, nobody got killed. I'm gonna let y'all figure that out. My job is to look fabulous and talk shit. So
I said, okay, sir. I'm not mad at it at all.
Right.
I gotta start watching the other ones from the other countries.
They're good. I watched all of them.
See,
I said I was gonna do the same thing. I said I was gonna do the same thing. Watch the other ones for the other countries.
It was definitely giving Spider-Man that outfit.
Spider-Man, where are you coming from, Spider-Man? I bet y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all ain't old enough to know about that.
First, ma'am, I'm literally 2 years younger. Don't do that. Do not do
Well, where's that from then?
That is from the Amazing Spider-Man cartoon, ma'am.
No, it's not.
Where was it from?
It's from the Electric Company.
Okay.
Where Morgan Freeman plays Spider-Man.
Morgan Freeman plays Spider-Man.
Yes, he did. He
on the Electric
Company.
Electric Company was like
I don't remember no Electric Company.
The Electric Company was like Sesame Street's cousin from the hood.
Yeah.
You know, you always had that cousin from the hood. That was the Electric Company.
The letter people.
Never heard of that.
You ain't know. Okay, so
you never heard. Hold on, let me Google it. See, now I got to Google the Electric Company.
The letter people come and meet the family.
Yeah, it was a little more urban.
You remember? That's where I'm Only a Bill came from. All of that came from the Electric Company.
I don't remember.
Oh no.
What year that
Right
come
there,
out?
you don't, that was the logo for the electric company.
You don't remember that?
I will play the intro, but I don't want you to get a copyright.
I'm about to Google it myself because
Hey,
I can't
you
see.
guys. Listen.
Yeah, that's how it started. Hey, you guys. It was a little more urban than Sesame Street.
1971. I wasn't there yet.
Wow.
I didn't start. Listen, I knew the electric company. I didn't get here till '76. So I'm very much an electric company baby. Very much.
See,
I'm talking,
look, starring Morgan Freeman. Oh, I didn't
Hmm.
know Rita Moreno,
Yeah,
Bill
she was on it too.
Cosby.
Yep. There's a lot of people birthed out of the
and it
electric
stayed on
company.
to 2009.
Yep. Hmm.
I don't
Well,
remember
they did a
this.
reboot. It didn't stay on straight through. They did a
You did a
reboot.
reboot, right? I remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Six,
8,
seven,
9,
eight,
10,
nine, 10,
I
11,
remember
11,
12.
that.
12.
I remember that.
That's
I
the
That's
thought
the
electric
that was
electric
a
company.
company. That came
commercial.
from
That's
the
the
electric
electric
company.
company.
Okay, then I watched it then because I remember that.
All right, y'all.
But that's it. But okay. We ain't gonna hold y'all. I think we hit everything on the episode we wanted to hit. It's
Yes.
been a good hour. I just ran in the house at 8 o'clock, so I'm about to put
The
this roller
library is
in my bang
officially
and sit down.
closed. Not okay, not a roller in your bang, baby. Okay, you gotta. We still gotta watch that other show with the stupid people on it.
Oh yes, I'm gonna be done pop my edible by the end, so
Oh God, I'm gonna watch it
more
tomorrow.
entertaining. About time in an hour.
I'm gonna watch it in the morning.
I could do that too. I got a lot of work to do, so
I got a lot of TikToks to scroll. That lady is now begging people to come to her. She said, I get the money back and begging people to come to her food truck. No, ma'am.
you
Mm-mm.
should have did right by that money
To
the first
begin with,
And not
the
only
first
did you not do right by the money, you were real indignant about it.
right, and then doubled down and said, "Well, Keith Lee gonna have to tell me that I have to give them that money. He
But he
already
did,
told
ma'am.
you."
He did.
Listen,
He was very clear in that video I heard. Very clear.
very clear, very
very
clear.
give 1,000 of them, give 1,000 of her, and
First
you
of
keep the
all, if
rest.
you had just done the right thing, you'd have made that 2 grand, 10, 20, 30 fold.
Okay.
Yep.
Like, do
But
you
you
not
just,
see what Keith Lee be doing?
yeah, she
And he
begging.
did your
Nobody's
food
coming.
high remarks.
She said she was out there for 3 hours. Nobody came because nobody's coming, daughter. Because we see you for your works. God don't play about. There's certain things the Lord just ain't gonna play about. And that boy gave you that money out of the kindness of his heart and his sincerity, because that's who he is and what he does, and that's what
Mhm.
the Lord told him to do. And then you decided in your infinite wisdom to take the blessing that the Lord decided to spend on you and just poop on it out of your greedy selfishness. So you're gonna have to reap what you sow, daughter, quickly. I, this is the kind of turnaround where we pray that God give us a little bit of grace. Don't get it too hard. Don't get it too bad. That's when the person has to pray for you. The person you did wrong got to pray for you that the Lord don't do you too bad because you done messed over the wrong person.
Yeah, Tracy, she did. First
She
of all,
did.
that man, not only did that man pay for $800 worth of food, he gave you a $4,000 tip and said, you keep 2,000, give 1,000 to the barber, give 1,000 to the braider so they can give out some free haircuts and they can do some people's hair for free. Your ass didn't do it. Like, I don't, like, how, ma'am, he gave you a $2,000 tip.
Right.
That was after he paid for damn near $1,000 worth of food. You were good. There was no way you were coming out at the bottom of that. No way. Even if not one other person, even if nobody else came to your food truck, you were good.
Exactly. And people was definitely coming because Keith Lee said so.
Yeah, they were coming because Keith Lee said so.
Mhm.
Anyway, but that's what people be blocking their blessings all
She
the
blocked her
time.
own blessing right there.
Show did. God tried to make a way for you. See, people be waiting for God to just knock on the door and say, "Here is me." And y'all don't even be realizing when God be making a way. She said that she was struggling and all this stuff. God made a way for you. Do you? What was that dessert shop
The
that Keith Lee
puttery.
went to?
Oh
That
yeah, The
that
pudding.
was about to close. It was literally about to close. And he went there, he did a review, and literally the next day the line was down the block. Like, stop playing.
Because then other people on TikTok started doing reviews from that food.
Exactly. The
But
news
she
is
learned.
coming.
It reminds me of that example where they say when God tell you to give,
Mm-hmm.
because he'll take care of if they don't do what's right with it, he'll take care of that, but you still give. So Keith Leaf gave. It wasn't up to you to analyze his words, like, or what he thought or what he assumed. If he said give it to them, just give it to them. He could have said give it to the girl in the purple shirt across the street. Just give it to her. She ain't got to be with you or not. If he said give it, just give it and move on.
Exactly.
Now you got to make that $4,000 stretch.
Right. Over $4,000 when you could have had 100-fold times that. You could have made 100-fold times that. It would have came in because people will give to those who have been given to. Daughter, you didn't have to do it like that. You just didn't have to do it like that. The Lord was trying to bless you for the long haul. And you just was short-sighted and only could see what was
Can
in
she
front of
turn it
you.
around? If she come out and say, I was wrong, y'all.
She did, and nobody cares. Everybody said
girl.
you should have been giving
I hear
people
her
that
say
money.
she was wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be a wrap. She might need to just change the name.
She did.
The
She
food
tried to.
truck.
The food truck business on Google is permanently closed, and now it's Foodalicious Waffles or something or something. I don't know, but she tried it. She tried it. She
Not
tried it.
delicious.
Daughter
Well,
definitely tried it. She needs.
a $4,000 lesson learned. And you'll learn.
Yes, you fumbled a big bag, daughter.
Yeah, you
Jesus
fumble.
Christ.
Fumbleia. Fumbleski.
Fumble on my ding
All right,
dong.
y'all. Let me get up out of here so I can go watch me some Raising Canaan, child.
Oh
Well,
Lord,
that
cut
came,
Oh,
everybody
Ebbie,
water.
a lot of
Ebbie,
stuff came out.
I got another video to send you from the two brothers
Oh God.
because they're sorting NFL players by the houses in Hogwarts, and it is fucking hilarious. So
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God. I'm going
I
to
don't even
snickle
know what
already
y'all talking
now.
about. When y'all start talking about House of Dragons, I'll be in there. I know
Oh
that.
God.
Isn't it supposed to be coming back in season 2 coming up?
Yeah.
They said this summer, but I
This
don't know.
summer sometime we'll see.
Oh dear God. This summer.
Well, with the strike, it got pushed back because
Mm-hmm.
I think it was supposed to
I
come
mean,
out.
you would think that they're growing. You would think they're growing dragons for real. It has been 5 years. Scooter Boot about to graduate from high school.
Ooh. Not when he turned 5 next week, daughter. Wait a minute.
It does feel like 5 years. I'm ready for the Dragons. I don't watch season 1 twice.
I didn't even have to watch it again. I'm still mad on daughter's behalf from when I first saw it. Kill everybody, sweetheart. I ain't even mad. Burn it all down to the ground. First of all, you should have been that little treacherous friend of yours. You should have been sliced her a new smile. I don't understand. You should have been cut her water off. Cut it off permanently.
Now you got that damn song in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Sorry.
9, 10,
11,
11,
12.
It's gonna be a mine in a second, so let's go before I be humming it all night.
12. Okay. All right, y'all.
Thank y'all. Please follow and support everyone up here. Thank you all so much for
Yes,
watching.
subscribe, share, like, all of the things to everybody that's up here, please. And
All
thank
that
you.
stuff is free. It doesn't cost anything. Just follow us.
Agreed.
Yes.
Hopefully it'll be the same time, same place next week. Hopefully we're gonna get another fire episode. Until then, we'll see you later. Bye.
Goodbye.